So here we have my lovely Skoda Estelle, which I recently bought off eBay. Didn't realise when I was looking at the car that it was actually from the TV series Flipping Bangers, and this is something that should be showing in the second series this year, 2019 sometime. So I bought it off eBay, went and collected it down near London, and drove it back up about 150 miles back up to the Midlands. So this is the Estelle. It's a 1981 Estelle, and it's the I guess the facelifted series. So I've had one of these before, which was one of the later ones. I think mechanically they're almost identical. So it was an import from Hungary. I've just stuck the old number plates on. I think they look quite good, and I have actually got it registered as well in the UK. So had a few problems on the way back, but just little niggles really. The car is really sound, and you know, there's not too much rust. It runs well, the engine and everything else. I'll just take you through a few of the things that I found. So here we have the lovely interior. These are obviously non-standard. Lovely texture there. Obviously it does hide the usual kind of problem with Estelles that I found in the past anyway, with the thin material they use ripping. So that will have to be replaced, and I might well just stitch in new fabric into the sides here, into the vinyl sides. When I came back it was raining very heavily, and I did find a lot of water was coming into the cabin and making the carpets wet. Obviously there's been an attempt in the past to put some kind of sealant around the edge of the doors to kind of reduce the amount of water coming in, but yeah, this seal here needs to be replaced. Bought a replaced one quite cheaply, I think, from Skoda for about €12. Came from Germany, and yeah, I think I'll replace that in due course. The water coming in has done some damage to the sills in the past, and there's a plate welded, but I did notice when I was looking around the car afterward that I will need to get someone to do some welding for me, because I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it there. There's corrosion that's coming through. I just poking through with a wire brush and a screwdriver, and it's revealed another area there where it's come through. So I need to have a plate welded there. So I think that should probably be okay. Just onto the heart of the beast here. We have the Estelle engine. It's a 1174 cc one there, 120, and yeah, it runs very nicely. I'm going to start it in a second. When I bought it there was a hole in the exhaust, and I have replaced the exhaust. Got one off eBay, which is an original equipment manufacturer one, very cheap, 30 quid, so can't complain at that price. Other problem I had with it on the way back was by the end of the journey it wasn't ticking over, and I was hoping it was just a carburetor blockage, which it did turn out to be when I took the carburetor apart. Did a quick video of that, and yeah, I think I got rid of whatever was causing it. Still running a little bit rough, especially from initial takeoff on part throttle openings, so I'll have to investigate that. The timing as well, I replaced the points and the condenser, and did the static timing, and needed to retard that a little bit, and that helped a little bit more with the running, and generally it's not too bad, but just a little bit of fine tuning maybe. One thing I did have was a small leak from the timing cover seal here. and it was spraying up onto the actual here, the little boot lid, and just tried something called wind stop leak, and miraculously seems to solve it. Don't know if it's going to be a permanent repair, but it's good to see some of these things actually work. So what I've done with the carburetor as well, can't see it from here I'm afraid, but I have put in a inline filter as well, and just to kind of stop any residue getting into the car and blocking it again. There does seem to be some silt coming through, because when I've cleared out the float bowl, there was some stuff in there. Other thing I need to do as well is replace the oil filter. With these ones, it's a spin-on filter, spin-on case, and you replace the paper element, which I think is a nice design touch. So as far as the rest of the car is, it's pretty good. You haven't got you've got some very superficial rust on the bodywork, but the main issue in terms of rust is on the sills, and there has been some welding to the sills in the past with plates and such forth. Underneath, still pretty good as well. Not too bad. I do find the undersealant they use in the factory is quite effective. It's a kind of rubbery type underseal, and it's only really now you can see there are little bits of it which are starting to come off, and I've just scraped some away. But yeah, it's a very effective underseal, and I think it's gone a long way to helping preserve this particular vehicle. So I'm just going to start it up and see how it runs. All this moisture obviously has caused a lot of condensation on the inside, so I'm hoping to get rid of that soon. Ticks over very nicely now I've cleaned the carburetor out. Certainly remember the Skoda I had before being a lot more rattly than this. I'm not sure if this is the original engine or it's been replaced at some point. So that's about it for the moment. So I'll carry on doing my bits and pieces to this, and might put them on a video in the future.